Do you know if it won't like actually play until it's 7, Erik?
3, 2, go.
It shouldn't be limited to that. Yeah, let me I think, hold on. I'm gonna log into the MomoCon thing and see what's going on.
Sure. Are we? Hi, everybody.
Hello.
All right.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of Anime Book Club this week. It is, of course, I, your host, Jess, and Erik, as you can see there, and Gary.
It's Gary.
It's Gary.
Your internet friend.
Gary is all of our internet friends. He's been watching a lot of the same shows that we've been watching, so that's exciting. Give me just a second. Opening that in YouTube so I can answer you guys' questions. And I've turned my freaking sound off. We're going to be going over week 6 of all of the cool stuff that is out right now in the anime space. Everything we're watching is on Crunchyroll or Funimation or Verve. And as a warning for everybody, per usual, there will be spoilers. There will be lots and lots of spoilers because it's kind of what we're here for. So I'm just saying, if you need to mute us through a section or something like that, feel free. If it's something like you're not watching or you're not caught up on, that's cool. We're going to talk about how great Odd Taxi is and how not so great other things are. But, you know, I think you knew that if you watched us basically at all this season. Feel like you knew what you were in for.
Pretty much.
Well, me and Erik are from MomoCon, but Gary, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Gary. I'm one of the DMs for a very unknown podcast, Crits and Grits, a D&D podcast set in the cursed realm of Georgia. Well, we spread beyond that. We now have an isekai campaign going, which is very fitting for Anime Book Club, I guess. So isekai just started. We have 3 episodes up now, and hopefully we'll have a 4th up soon.
Excellent. You can check Gary out on whatever place that you podcast from.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I listen to it on Spotify. So
yeah.
So let's get started. Oh, Dynazenon. I tell you how much I look forward to watching Dynazenon every week.
I'm here for the robot fight.
Dynazenon, it's not great. There's lots of questions that I have. I don't think they have any intention of answering. So this episode was the very first time where we got to see kind of like the consequences of their fight, because it's been like, oh, we fight in the middle of a highly populated city and we just bounce out whenever the fight's done and go back to school. I hope I'm not late for class. In this episode, we get to see that like the someone's car got crushed and he was like unconscious in the car, and so there's definitely thousands and thousands of people dying in these fights, and they're just like they don't care, they don't give a damn about these people that are definitely dying in these fights, because they're like, oh, what are you doing? I forgot his name. Like he left out the mech and went to go help the guy. Like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah. No one even was like, oh, we gotta help the civilians that are like left behind. They're like, no, we're gonna be late for class. We gotta go.
Yep. Yeah, it like, at least in Gridman, they were like, oh, everybody's memory gets erased, so they don't really remember it, and things are gone, and everything is fixed the next day, you know, or the building has disappeared. They don't do that here. No, they don't do that. Like the one that looks like kind of like a hooved animal that was in like the last 2 episodes, the kaiju, definitely took out about 8 city blocks. I mean, it's just what it is. And those people are dead. They're not coming back.
And the thing with Gridman is they were ready to accept the consequences of their actions. Here, they're just like, no, it's just another day, but this is the one where the things actually happen.
NBD. And I just feel like, okay, so you've got like a side story with main chick's sister, and she might have killed herself, and now they found out she's got a boyfriend. And I'm gonna be real, I'm way past the point where I actually care about any piece of that storyline anymore. Like, way past it. You probably could have hooked me earlier, but no, I'm done. I'm just done with it.
I'm calling it now. The sister is one of the kaiju eugenicists. Same haircut.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But so I feel like so the sister being a plot point at all like is a little strange, because it's like at the end of the day, we haven't seen a reason why we should care. Like it's like we get it. Like okay, like what's her name? The main girl. Like we get it. Like it's important to her, and it's going to be some type of driving factor for her. But in terms of saving the city, it's like your sister's already dead. Like we kind of need you to just fight at this point, you know?
Yeah. Well, now they met 2 new characters who know a lot more about the freaking kaiju and stuff, and they have things that can heal Dynazenon, which is good because they definitely got it screwed up in this episode. That's an awfully convenient MacGuffin for her to have this little device that automatically heals. But okay, all right,
we'll go with it. She only had 1.
She had 2, didn't she? She had 2, and she used 1, and they're like, "Are you sure you want to use that?" And she's like, "Yeah, we need to use it." I think
she only has 1 because they were like, "We only have 1." And she says, "Oh yeah, then that means we definitely got to use it now." So I think that was their only one. So this is a one-time deal.
So it's not going to be a good time for the rest of Dynazenon if they're just gonna get screwed. That's where we're at.
But like it's weird that like she had like a magical girl staff and she spun her staff and did like a spell in order to heal Dynazenon. I don't know why. I don't know why anything really, honestly. But
it is what it is.
She's part of the Gridman Alliance. I don't know if there's more members. I think it's just them 2. I don't know why they need to call themselves the Grid Knight Alliance, but
because
whatever.
Like Galma, they're self-important. Have you not met half of the characters in this show? I mean, come on.
It just feels like nobody really cares about the outcome of any of this. Like the main characters don't care if people die. The people, it doesn't even feel like the people living in the city care because they're like what's her name? Chisa was like, oh, she was looking at like Twitter posts and people were like, oh, it might be time to move out of Japan because we have kaiju every single week. You know, it might be.
Yeah,
it just might be.
Maybe.
But you know what the viewers want? They want a 1:45 churro eating scene. That's what the viewers want.
Yeah, clearly we need thick-thighed antagonists and 1:40 of eating a churro, a never-ending churro. Okay.
Who knows where this goes?
Who knows? Now on to something much, much, much better. Spider. I'm a spider, so what?
Spider is real good.
Spider was real thick with plot this week. Very, very thick. Kumiko storyline on one side, where she starts healing local townspeople. Like, you get a little bit of like weird backstory on Vampire Baby, and then you've got like a whole thing where the townspeople are like, oh, my son, he's so sick. And she heals both of them with like her upgraded stats. And the next day, she's basically like their god, and they've all come and brought their sick people to her to heal them.
Yeah, so it seems like the town has some type of, I don't know, legend or religion or something about the town where they like acknowledge, I guess, the demon lord as, I don't know, some type of saint. I don't quite understand, but when Kumiko started healing all these people and she got like all this group of people saying, "Hey, heal my child," like, oh man, I'm totally like infringing on like the demon lord's copyright now. I hope she doesn't come after me for this. But it's funny because Spider is based off a light novel, which is based off a web novel, and in the web novel, Kumiko. It describes how Kumiko healed the sick child and the mother, because the child has some type of cancer, and so she doesn't have a spell that just like nullifies cancer. In the web novel, what she had to do is she had to put the child and the mother to sleep, and then cut them open and eat out part of the organ that had the cancer in it, and then eat it bit by bit, heal them, eat some more, heal them again, do an appraisal, see if the cancer is still there, and continue this process until she ate all the cancer and healed the body. And it's like, that's horrendous. Like, that's actually horrific. But
they definitely changed that.
She just touched them and now they healed.
I've been told. Oh, sorry, by the way, I didn't move the Crunchyroll logo on this slide for some reason. Sorry about that. I've been told that if you read the light novels, that the anime now has stuff that's different from the light novels that's happening. So even if you are familiar with the source material, maybe it's not the same. You got a whole lot of backstory this time about the politics of the demon lord, whose name is Ariel or something, and how she's got an alliance with one sect of the church. Because they talk to you about there's two main sects of the church that like fight each other. There's the ones that are like, you need to build up your stats in order to, get good. And then there's the other one that's like, no, you need to give up all your powers and sacrifice them to the goddess. And that's the way that you should worship. So you've got like different pieces of the church too. But now part of the church is in league, or at least in an alliance with the Demon Lord chick. So
yeah, and it seems everything's about to come to head in Elf Village. They're all on their way there. And so we're setting something big up. We got a lot of information at once. And so maybe next week is going to be just like a straight up battle between Kumiko and Demon Lord or the humans.
We got a couple, like, you got like half the season, half the second core at least left, because it's only like episode 18. We got ways to go here. But at least, things are happening a lot faster. We're not in the dungeon fighting dragons anymore, so.
But even that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I did enjoy every aspect of the show so far.
Spider's great.
Yeah, definitely what I gotta watch.
All right. The world ends with you. Oh, does it now? Does it now?
It does.
So the world's end with you, for me at least, continues to be a slog that I have to suffer through every week. But that's okay. I'll get there. You find out that Neku's like, hey Joshua, why did you kill me? Why did you kill me in real life? And so that's fun. They meet back
Joshua
up with
he's like, so what if I did? Like what if I did kill you?
Like,
what you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Like, you still gotta trust me, bro. Like we're still in this. So that conversation leads to there.
The two other players that they met are now the only two other players in the game, so they come back into the picture. But now the Noise are like attacking the Shinigami, and it's becoming a problem. But then you find out that Joshua is like sort of cheating because he's partially still alive, and they're like, "What?
I think he's 100% still.
And that's why you can like touch him and scan him, and he's still alive. And that guy that you've been seeing in the coffee shop is the cat guy that the main Neku like idolizes and stuff. And I feel like go ahead.
So this episode this arc is about shows. Show is the game master this time, and he doesn't give out any daily assignments, so they're kind of just like doing whatever in the time that they're supposed to be like completing missions. And so in the game, this was supplemented with like a bunch of like side stories and other things. Like you had to like interact with the humans, like that are still living. Like in the game, interacting with the humans was a big portion of things, and there was so many stories surrounding that. But in the anime, they kind of like almost completely, they didn't remove it completely. There's still a few times they interact with a living person, but only in the absolute like necessary parts. And so now that we're kind of like without missions, week number 2 kind of feels really like it's missing a lot, because there's just not a lot for the characters to do, and it's pretty much them just like going over a story. But I guess luckily enough, like there's so much like details that it has to be revealed, like Joshua killed Neku and all these other like mechanics about the game that get revealed, that there's still something for the anime to adapt. But a very large portion of like the storyline in this segment of the game got completely cut out. So that's a little unfortunate, because you don't get to see that Joshua is sketchy right now, but you don't quite get to see. You don't get to see the full extent of how untrustworthy he comes off all the time. So,
and then Show's character just falls flat in this arc, just because they're not showing any of that.
Yeah, he actually is out of all the villains. He is my favorite of the villains because like his whole deal is like he's like super big on numbers and he's always like giving out like number references and punchlines that like that you need to like know math for. And so since he hasn't even been in the episodes either, it's like man, no one even cares about him. He's just some guy drawn.
Yeah, he's just some guy drawing graffiti. That's what he is to me because I never played the game. He's just some dude.
Yeah.
He was one of the best, and they're like, no, let's leave that out. That's not what the fans want.
Yeah,
well,
it is a bit unfortunate.
Well, you've only got like 2 days left in this arc already, so I mean, we're gonna get through it pretty fast. So
I'm pretty sure the next episode is the last episode for week number 2.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. Tokyo Revengers. All right. A 5th grader. A 5th grader got a head temple tattoo. All right?
Yeah?
A 5th grader.
I mean, once he gets it, like, there's nothing to do at that point. So I guess, and he lives, what is it? Was it he lives in a brothel, so it's like.
He lives in a brothel, yeah.
So it's like, who's to tell him no? So I guess it's fine.
So you're going to tell me that middle schoolers can be 7'4", but a 5th grader can't get a Dragon Temple tattoo?
I mean, that was pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, all right? The Dragon Temple tattoo was really kind of badass. It's just
and then he demands everyone calls him Dragon.
You know, a lot of 5th graders are gonna get a temple tattoo.
If they were given free
at the
reign,
very least, at least Draken has style. At least he has style. He's not some like.
Absolutely does.
Yeah. So
and
he's
game,
in it 100%.
recognizes game. He goes and he meets Mikey, and Mikey's like, "Oh, I gotta lure this guy back." And then Mikey's like, "Nah, we done playing." And he just like jumps up right, and Draken's like, "Cool."
Yeah, it's this show. This show is a little. It's a little hard to believe that these kids are literally like beating up adults, and kids like 4 to 5 years older than them. It's like. Okay, all right, whatever. So it is a little hard to believe that like these kids have such a like big gang presence. It's like they're like holding down parts of the city and have this big like influence on the city. And like, no, you're 12.
But he's got a dragon tattoo.
Well, I don't understand how. Like, I feel like in the future, like. Future main character and the brother have planned this incredibly poorly, okay? They should be taking way more advantage of the knowledge that they have in the future because he's just some schlub who's like a member of their gang and he may be like Mikey's new like favorite, but what is he gonna do? He doesn't have any information, and it feels like they're not even trying to figure out what's going on. Like that one dude that they talked to wouldn't give them any information, basically, about what happened when Mobius fought Tokyo Manji. And it's like, are you really making progress on saving the future here? Because it seems like you're not. It seems like you're just mucking about. That's
yeah. So one thing I do like about the show is that it presents all these kids as having like, oh yeah, I'm like the king of the high school, and like I'm like hot shit. Like, and then like 10 years later as an adult, it's like, oh, I'm barely paying my bills. My boss is mad at me. Like I'm on the edge of my rope. And it's like, dang, you peaked in elementary school.
Yep, you peaked pretty early there, buddy. Like when they meet the guy in the construction site, and he's like, "I'm sorry, boss. I'll be faster next time, boss." And he's missing a bunch of teeth, and you're just like, "Oh my god, man! What happened?"
It's like, dang, life beats you hard.
Gang work doesn't pay off in the future now.
No.
I mean, at least what was the redhead guy? The redhead guy, he stepped up pretty hard. He was like a low tier. Or like the last guy on the totem pole, but then he got like this club, and he was rich.
Yep. Yeah, but he hates his
jumped
life.
off a building, but like besides from that, he was pretty good.
I was gonna say, is that an upgrade when he hates his life?
No, I'm just waiting for his salon. That is all I want.
Oh yeah, when he goes and gets his hair cut, he's gonna get his hair cut at his salon.
It's gonna be the greatest moment.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Oh, You ready?
Okay, there was one more thing I want to add about this show is that it feels like they're playing with That's So Raven logic. Like, you know, in That's So Raven, every time like she has a vision, she's like, "Oh, I gotta stop this future from happening." But the moment that she knows the future and that she sees the future, that then solidifies the future because then the past changes to accommodate that. This is what's happening. There's so many things that just should not be happening, but it's happening because he knows that it's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm still mad at episode 1 that the little brother was able to save him, even though he should have been dead at that point.
Yeah.
In the very first timeline, and it's like, no, you can't just. This makes no sense.
Timelines diverged. It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, don't toy with Miss Miss Nagatoro. It was a beach episode because we needed a beach episode. I don't understand. All right, so okay, all right. So Nagatoro, there's the first part of it is some weird RPG thing because he's drawing a new comic where he has now cast actually all 3 of the girls as secret demon lords who lure him in this comic, and then later they find the comic and she literally runs down full speed down the road. What is this, senpai? What is this? And I laughed a little bit for that part.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
I didn't understand the second part, right? So she wants to go to the beach and she's going to include him, and that's cool. She doesn't like her friends spending time with him, though. So why would she have included them together? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was weird because she clearly has a problem with them picking on him because she gets the dead eyes. I love the dead eyes, by the way. Those are dope.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but let's break that down though. Like, if Nagatoro had just invited him out by the, like just the 2 of them out to the beach, she might have been actually too embarrassed just to say, "Hey, let's hang out alone together all day." Like,
but they do
her
that.
friends was like her excuse. Hey, me and my friends are going to the beach. You want to tag along? They already kind
of do that. When they went, the last episode, when they went to get the shaved ice and stuff, it was just the 2 of them.
I
they were
suppose
hanging
that's
out
true.
together. I mean, I'm just saying.
But this is a day-long beach trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd go to the beach with her, even if she was going to torture me. I don't care. She's also on the swim team. I like that. Do you think you're going to beat me? I'm on the swim team.
yeah. That is something that gets overlooked a lot. We forgot that, but then they reminded her when she just clowned on her friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really like the first half. Like, it was fine, but it was pretty boring. But it is worth it to see at the end where Nagatoro gets offended when he says, "Hey, we're not dating. You really shouldn't be putting like sunscreen on me." And she gets mad, and it's like, "All right, well then I guess I'll just do it rough and just steps on him."
She does it with her feet.
She does it with her feet, and then the blonde girl tries to come and say, "Yeah, it looks fun. Let me join in." She was like, "What do you think you're doing? Like, get out of here!"
Yeah, she is gonna beat her friends at some point. I mean, like, that's just gonna happen. I like how they know it too, and they run away.
Yeah.
Cool. Nagatoro. Shadow's house. So we got a lot. We were further in the trial now. All the dolls were in the dining hall, and they get angry, but then all the shadow people are out in this garden in different places, and their doll is supposed to come find them, and their doll has to get like one item they pick from. It feels like when they pick the new Dalai Lama and they make the children pick the random item that belonged to the old Dalai Lama off of the mat. Have you seen that?
Is that a thing? I have no knowledge of Dalai Lama.
It's supposed to be the reincarnation of like the Dalai Lama or the holy person or whatever, you know. So they lay out like a mat of a bunch of stuff, and then the idea is that if they pick the item that belonged to the old Dalai Lama or whatever, then they're the new Dalai Lama because they know it.
I've seen that happen in media before. I didn't know that's where that came from.
Yeah. You want to know how I know what that's from? Because it was a whole episode of King of the Hill. I learned that from King of the Hill. Yep, I did. But that's what this felt like with the dolls. They're like, you need to take one item. And Emiliko's like, everybody's like, well, I'm going to take this. And I'm going to take, giant scissors to cut through the maze, which was smart. That girl was smart. Okay. But then Emiliko's
she wasn't smart. She actually did that by accident. She has troubles deciding. So she picked up a rock and threw it behind her, and the rock landed on the scissors. He's like, all right, this is my item. It
worked out really well because she just cuts through the maze at one point. And I feel like that's the most useful thing you can have. But Emiliko's like, I like this giant unwieldy wheelbarrow. All right.
Okay. I think that's the best play, though. That is the best play. Because how's she gonna get Kate out of the cage?
Because it doesn't matter.
Put the cage in the wheelbarrow and you're done.
Now, she can't get her out with a wheelbarrow unless Kate is incapacitated. I feel like it's a worthless device, okay? It's worthless.
Hey, I think that's going to be the power play of this entire tournament. I think that's the winning move right there.
Yeah, I don't know. And then John comes in. John, who always refers to himself in the third person and is very haughty. I guess all of them kind of do. They all kind of do. But he's super haughty, and he comes and he's like, I broke myself out. Why don't you marry me? And we can rule the Shadow House together and gain a bunch of power. And she's like, nah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And then you meet all the old shadow people, like the actual adult shadow people, and they're like, haha, we're betting on these children to see if they die. And that was the end of the episode.
Wait. I do like John though. Like I think John is a good person. I think he's a little upfront, but I think he's a good person. He treats his doll very well. He treats him like a brother. And I think in terms of their relationships with their dolls, John is probably the closest person that treats their doll like how Kate treats hers. So, because even John started wearing glasses because in order to make it easier for his doll to look like him. And Kate's like, oh, I'll laugh at a party that way no one realizes that Emiliko is like my polar opposite, right? So I think John and Kate can work. I support the ship.
Okay, all right, whatever. I just want to see the other girl cut through the maze some more because I feel like she's gonna win. Yeah. Hey, did we lose video? Are we still good?
I think we're good. Nope. Oh no. Yeah, you guys fell out.
It's the lamp problem. Sorry, give us just a second. It's the overheating problem, I think. I can't see the button. Okay. We're going to keep talking, so you'll eventually see me and Gary again, but you can hear us for now. So.
You can see me, though. So I'll talk about how Emiliko is actually probably the MVP of this whole thing, because all of them were going to argue. They were all going to argue in the room about just random stuff and not make any progress. And Emiliko's like, you know what? We were told to eat sweets. I want to eat this cake right here. And it turns out that's the solution to unlocking the door. So I feel like every move Emiliko is actually making, although she's making it just by accident and just being herself, I feel like she's like the big brain in the room right now.
Okay. I'm not going to go that far, but I'll give you the
20 on Emiliko right now. 20 on Emiliko.
I don't know, man. The spread's not good. But yeah, I'm excited to see how the adults want to screw with them, because we definitely had a teaser for the adults watching them at the end. So
yeah,
we'll see. Battle Athletes victory! Hey, this show is the
worst show of the season.
This show is delightful.
Oh my god, no! I mean, it's not terrible, but honestly, do you really think that the world ends of view is worse than this?
Yes, I do. Okay,
oh
this
god.
is hilarious because the storyline is ridiculous enough to entertain me. The World Ends With You is just boring, okay? It's boring.
It's that Square Enix cash in.
Boring. This is at least stupid enough to be funny. There's a kangaroo in it that's basically a main character.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah, there's a kangaroo that he's there for some reason, and we don't know really why, but that's about it. He's there, and we don't know why.
We don't know why. Yep. So in this episode, this episode was a lot about the designer dude who's kind of cruel and is Ava's creator, and maybe has another version of her where he's like, "You got to get better at winning all these contests," or I the Beyonce song. I got another you in a minute. Hang on a second. You'll be here in a minute.
So on that note, right? So the threats that they're making against Eva is really strange because she's winning. They're not like she's winning and nobody's even close, right? Yeah. Like she has an undeniable lead over every single person in this competition, even main character, which was building log houses by hand at the age of 5, right?
At 5, so, yeah, I know.
So why are you even threatening Eva and pretending like she's not doing her job and constantly saying, "Hey, if you don't win the next one, I'm going to replace you." And then he shows her replacement, which is like this doll or I don't know, robot. I don't know what it is, but this is another Eva that looks like her, almost exactly like her. And says, "Yeah, I got your replacement lined up right here. If you fail, okay, just replace her then. She don't want to be there anyway, and you don't like her. Just do it." It reminds me of it reminds me of the threat like low skill wage workers, like if you don't like take this minimum wage job, I'm gonna replace you with a machine. Then do it. Then do it.
I've been waiting for the robots for years.
It's like I don't get it. I feel like it's a bluff. I don't think the machine actually worked as well as it should. Because if it did, why wouldn't you just pick one that didn't have a personality that you had to deal with? Like, not that Eva really has much personality to begin with. Like, so
but if she's gonna be trouble, why wouldn't you just use the machine in the first place? I agree. You've got Yana from the moon, and she's the worst rebel fighter on Earth because she can't maybe be decisive at all. And her crazy guerrilla fighter friend is like, "Did you kill her? Did you kill her yet? Are you ready to kill her?
You need help killing her? I got your back. Here's a gun. You need some more help?
I'm gonna kill her.
Here's
I'll take care of
it. Did you do it?
No, and then the doctor chick is like, this is really suspect. Ava doesn't breathe when she's competing. This is really weird. Let me go confront this doctor that seems to be pretty evil and not tell anyone about it because she's stupid. And then, of course, she gets kidnapped. Of course.
I thought that too.
Mistake too.
I did think that too, that she was stupid. But you know what? I do feel that she has a legitimate reason to have confidence in that situation because he's this scrawny-looking doctor, and all these people are pretty much superhuman. She is. Right?
She could definitely
be. So I feel like she could bench him.
He clearly had, anesthesia and he's got tools. But yeah, he is scrawny. And she is a Cosmo Beauty contestant, so she is gonna basically destroy him. So,
not a smart move, but I understand it.
Yeah. I'm still looking forward to this show, and I do like it better than I like The World Ends With You, but it's not high art. It's not high art.
No, The World Ends With You is keeping me there on nostalgia alone.
Well, see, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for Battle Athletes. I did watch the old one, but this is so different from the old one that it doesn't feel the same at all. So it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
All right, To Your Eternity. Everyone's sad and we transform into everything. The show. Now the Lord in between has all of the people that he turns into.
No.
It's going to be great, and everyone's going to be sad together. Yes,
at least we have the narrator of Sudakindro.
Oh, so you've got, I think it was crap that you waited until they waited until this episode for him to go around with the really kind of a jerkbag old lady, and she's the one who actually teaches him how to communicate and stuff.
Yeah.
You had all of these people that loved you and that really cared about you and tried to teach you. Oh, I'm off again. Sorry, we've got some camera issues.
Yeah, I mean, but the first person that he met, he was a wolf, right? And so you're not going to teach your dog how to communicate, you're not, right? But he played the role of the wolf.
Part of this is how he's learned. Are you going to put the ice cream? Oh, this is a high-tech solution. So the reason that we're not visible is because the camera is overheating. And so Winston has brought Ben & Jerry's ice cream in a pint container, and he's got it sitting on top of the camera.
Oh my God.
It's pretty great. There's a high-tech solution here.
Oh my God.
I would like to make the argument that the grandmother was the only one who knew how to write.
Oh yeah,
that's
the grandmother was the only one who knew how to write, but she's not. She taught him how to speak too. Like if she'd only.
I mean, who's going to teach him how to
write,
speak, right? March, this little kid, that's trying not to like get executed is going to teach.
I was gonna say she taught him to say "arigato, yo." I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, she did. She fulfilled her role.
She did.
Parna was like, just get out of my village, please. Like you're bringing a lot of trouble.
You've ruined my life a little bit here, so yeah. But then he learns how to talk. But then they encounter in the woods supposedly his creator, who sends this beast that sucks up all of the personalities that he's actually obtained one by one until he beats it.
Yeah, it kind of did feel like a video game fight a little bit. Because it's like every time he transformed into a monster, he lost the ability, or he transformed into one of the beings, he lost the ability, and then like he had to pick another one, and finally he was just left with just March, and he had to win with just March. It really felt like a Final Fantasy last boss fight where you're losing everything.
Every time you think you won, you get
We've learned that March is the most OP now, so
clearly March is pretty OP. So yeah,
not the big bear. But speaking of the big bear, right? It's unfortunate that he transforms. He doesn't just transform into the being that died. He transformed into their entire like body. So they had spears and arrows in them at the time of their death.
With the arrows.
Yeah, so he used all the arrows. Even when he transformed into March, he had this giant gash and arrows sticking out of him. And I'm like, that's really inconvenient. I hope he's able to fix this.
Yeah, well, no, clearly he doesn't care, because when he transformed into the guy with the white hair, he had the wound on his knee, like where he got hurt.
He's still walking around with it with a bloody leg.
Yep. But we'll see. We're in a new arc now, and maybe we'll find out some more about the creator and some more stuff about his backstory of being the orb. All right, Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket was kind of stabby this week. A lot of stabs. It was lots of
stabby. And it's funny though, because for the last I don't know how long we've been doing this, couple weeks, I've been saying, actually even before then, because even when I was watching season 2, I was like, how come somebody doesn't just run up in the Soma house and start stabbing? Because like Akito is a bad person. Akito's mom is a bad person. All the maids are bad people too. I'm ready to just burn the whole house down at this point. There's not a lot of good people in that house. So I'm like, finally, somebody's finally like confronting Akito about being a total garbage person. But no, she doesn't actually. I would have supported if she had stabbed Akito and just ended it right there. I would 100% have supported it.
Nope, you gotta wait, because then Akito stabs Kureno, and Kureno's never done anything but try to support Akito and has given up literally everything, even after the curse was broken. But who does Akito stab? Kureno, of course.
All these perfectly good stabbable targets in this house, and you're gonna stab Kureno. Like,
I was gonna say. You want to tell me which Soma deserves stabbing the most right about now? It's Shigure. Shigure deserves the stabbing probably more than anybody else right now.
And
especially from Akito.
Shigure's kind of like,
especially from Akito, because he slept with her mom. He slept with her mom.
I'm surprised everybody isn't gunning for Shigure, because you always have like the character that's like kind of two-faced, and like you have to like see both of their sides, and but the thing is, usually the more you learn about the character, the more sympathetic they become. You learn their backstory, you learn their reasons behind things. The more you learn about Shigure, the more you realize he's just garbage, right?
Yep.
Like he just gets worse and worse every time he reveals anything about himself. Like I did like, even though it's really messed up, I did like he pretty much told Akito's mom, said, "Yeah, I slept with you, and I imagined Akito." And I'm like, bruh. Bruh. I'm surprised she didn't stab him.
When we had the episode where Shigure, it revealed that he had slept with Ren, Rakito's mom, I definitely put a meme up for our slideshow that was like did your mom, man?
Oh, no.
Yeah. The only thing about Ren, Akito's mom, is that her name is R-E-N, and the character R-I-N is completely separate. So it's it's hard talking about them and I don't ever use Rin. I don't ever use her real name, which is I think is Zuru or something like that. Yeah. No one knows her real name.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So, but yeah. So curse got broken for Hiro in the middle of the episode, and it is pretty random whose curses get broken. But I mean, I'm calling it now. Kyo's is the last, clearly, because how would the show go on if otherwise? I mean, that just feels like what it's going to be. So.
I don't think that the show. I don't think it makes me personally. I don't think it'd be very enjoyable to watch every single person break their curse one by one. And so I think what might happen is that Kyo might break his curse and cause a mass break. Like when he breaks, all of like the side characters that we don't really care about, they're just gonna break all at the same time. Because I don't like what is it? The monkey girl? Like the monkey girl that was no, not monkey. Is it monkey? Yeah, the monkey girl that runs the inn. I don't see her coming back, and I don't really care if she breaks her curse. She's so content with everything, so it's like whatever. So I can't imagine them focusing on that one, but.
Well, we don't have a long way to go storyline wise, so we'll get there. There.
Did they confirm that this is the final season? There's no other core. It's just this one.
I don't think there's going to be another core, so we'll see. No. Mars Red, we got a lot of backstory in Mars Red today, like a lot, or this week. So basically, Mars Red was almost entirely a flashback. Old man is dead, which is really sad. I'm gonna miss him. And all of it is a flashback of main character dude basically waiting to either be rescued or die in this collapsed building. And he's got a flashback. Well, it's part of his flashback and part of stuff I don't think he knew about his fiance, the other dude's daughter, going and becoming an actress, live-in actress at the theater where the little vampire kid is, and the little vampire kid just really appreciating her acting, and then they like are good friends and stuff, and she's like gunning for the thing for Salome, but then when she's doing a performance or it's a rehearsal, all the stuff just crashes on her and she's gonna die. So the little vampire kid's like, no, hang on, I'm gonna help you out, and he's like, here, take my blood. And then that's when she becomes a vampire. But she had been writing to the main character because it was like an arranged marriage, but they'd been writing for a long time, and he was excited to see her and stuff. But yeah, he never got to see her perform Salome because she, became a vampire. And then at the end, the little vampire kid's like, shows up to main character, and he's like doing the same thing, holding his hand out, about to give him vampire blood. So if he wasn't going to be a super vampire from father-in-law, apparently now he's going to be like a super vampire with super vampire little kid blood. So
I'm going to have to pick this back up because 3 episodes ago I was like, this is moving too slow for me.
It was. Did you get to the Ada ladies episodes where they're stealing all the men and eating them?
No.
Oh, you missed that one?
Ara episode? An Ara arc?
Yeah.
Yes. It's one episode. There's these ladies, and they're like, oh, I found this boy. And they come in with like a teenage boy, and then they eat them, and then they throw them in the back, and then there's a bunch of like vampires and stuff in the back that are kind of feral.
I've made mistakes.
You missed out on the best parts of the show.
So I think the plot points in Mars Red is good. I wholeheartedly don't like the way it's told. I feel like the storytelling in Mars Red is oftentimes confusing, and it doesn't really like have impactful like conclusions to things, because like right now it feels like a lot of this information that we just got now feels like we should have gotten it, at least some of it, a while ago, because like the actor girl, she died in episode 1, and they've kind of been like dangling her plot. That's in all reality, it's for the most part inconsequential. Like we understand it's going to be the main character's motivation, but her whole plot is for the most part inconsequential, and it's been dangling for the last 6 episodes and slow dripping tiny pieces of information, and we finally get it now. But it's like we still don't even know what type of person the main character is, because she didn't really know. He never really shows anything, so we don't know who the main character is really. And it's just like, I wish that we had gotten some of this information beforehand, that we could actually care about any of this. But now it's just like, okay, it's there. But the little vampire boy that like I thought he was a villain, and now turns out I guess he's their savior. I don't know. Because he's doing, if anything, he's doing more work than anybody else in the show, honestly.
And he's like more powerful than the other vampires too, because they made that claim. You know, like they walk by him and like, why is there like a super ultra legendary vampire here? You know, and
he's so it's like he's not even a bad guy now. So it's like, I don't know anything about this show.
That's why you gotta watch it, Erik. Okay,
I know, but it's like it's giving me information, and the information isn't even like useful. I mean, it's useful, but it's weird. I just don't like the presentation of the show. I don't think the plot is bad, and so I think when you consume it as a whole, everything is really cool. But as you're watching each individual episode, it just feels really weird and clunky to me.
Yeah, the pacing is just way off.
I like it, but I agree that it's uneven, but I like it overall. And I liked this episode in particular. I thought it was very good. But,
yeah.
You know.
Why not lead with the Aura? Oh, Odd Taxi. Yes.
It's time!
It's time!
It's time! Here's what Gary came for. Here's what Gary came for.
Oh, man. Did you notice on this image that there's the dodo in the corner there on the left?
On the left?
Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
It's the dodo, man. It's the dodo. Yeah. Oh, sorry we're not visible again. We got the ice cream on the camera. We're working on it. It's cool. Don't worry about it, guys. You need like a little mini
fan. You need like a little USB mini fan to blow.
To put it on the camera, yeah.
Yeah,
It does it periodically, but it hasn't done it this bad in a minute, so.
I'm just radiating so much heat towards the camera. It's me. I'm sorry.
It is. It's all your fault, Gary.
Both using the same
You're too sexy for this camera. Yeah, we're sitting next to each other.
Hold on, should I just put the glasses on?
I see. But yeah, Odd Taxi, man. So a lot of stuff constantly happens in Odd Taxi.
It does. Okay. So all right. So the Walrus goes to the school because he's gonna go find Hippo Man, and he's gonna tell Hippo Man, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it right now. What are you doing?" But Hippo Man's apparently not as dumb as we think he is, because he's gone into hiding. And it's the smartest thing he could do. Because holy crap.
It is the smartest thing, but it does make him a punk.
He was a punk. I mean, have you watched the last 3 episodes? He's been a punk, okay? He has been a punk. All right. And then he goes home and somebody shot through his door. And there's glass on the ground. And I'm like, Walrus guy has got to watch his back way more than he's doing. I do not understand why he does not need to take more caution, because he's gonna die. He knows the guy is gunning for him. He's come to his home. He's following him around in the taxi. No, he's gonna die, all right? And it's gonna be a thing. So his whole plan is to get near Dobu and then convince the idiot dog brother, who's the cop, to help him out and basically undermine his corrupt brother. But you're depending on the idiot dog brother.
Can we just talk about how amazing the idiot dog brother is? I love him so much.
And if anything happens, I don't think he's. I mean, he's not super smart, but he's passable. He's passable, and there's only 2 police officers in this entire city, apparently, so it's all we got, right? It's all we got.
That's all we got. Yeah, there's only 2 police officers. So you've got, he's convincing his the little brother that the older brother is corrupt, and then there's a little bit of backstory about the 2 dogs and how their parents died in a car accident, and that made them, want to be cops and stuff like that.
And the vehicle in the car accident was a taxi.
It was. That's why they hate taxi drivers. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's about to open the closet, too. He's about to open the closet, and then he's like, oh, I got a phone call. What a convenient misdirect
I think it's just a stray cat in the closet. That's what I think.
I think it's a stray cat, too, because I don't think main character would continue to have if there's a girl in there, I don't think he would continue to have the girl in the closet while he brought the police officer over.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's pretty wild.
And he's just
even for somebody that's off their meds, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. Well, and then you've got the next part of it is the gorilla and the alpaca are like, dude, Otakawa or whatever is not taking his medication. We've got to help him out. He has serious brain issues. And it's like, he does he? Yeah, okay. So then you've got, we already theorized that this is an unreliable narrator, but how unreliable is the narrator? how much of this is in his head and how much of this is really happening, you know, like more than just are they dogs or humans or whatever. But yeah, so that's fun. And then Monkey Dude's having a bad day because he borrowed from a bunch of debtors, and so Monkey Dude's like getting hunted by the debtors. He is hiding in his house.
Yeah, like, oh no, I can leave my house now for this date.
And he bought her a ring. The date wasn't even going well, and he bought her a ring. Okay?
Monkey Boy, like a lot of the characters in this show need serious therapy, life evaluations. Monkey Boy, you're 40 years old, and you're out buying an engagement ring for an 18-year-old girl that you had one date on, and you have no money. And I'm like, bruh, please.
Two loans.
I'm like,
what are you doing?
You're a janitor. You're a janitor, and you're trying to pretend that you're Mr. Moneybags over here.
You're okay with getting your kneecaps
broken help.
Ring.
Oh my god.
So, man, Monkey Boy's in it pretty deep because it wasn't even the loan collectors that came after him. He finally goes on the date with the idol girl, and he meets up with her, and before he even like gets there, or the moment he gets there, her crew comes out, and they grab him. They rough him up and they grab him, and they drag him out to an alley and tie him up. And we see that Yano is gonna be the person to break this man in. Like, I am scared for his life.
I did love his rap in the beginning, and he's just like he bumps into Walrus, and he just raps at him.
He only speaks in raps. And
oh my god, Yano is a pretty interesting character, but I don't think he's a safe person to be around if you're not on his team. Like, I think Yano might be very dangerous.
You don't say. I mean, come on.
So Monkey Boy's gonna have a rough night. Main character is also gonna have a pretty rough night because he met up with Dobu and he's trying to like they're trying to find a guy with a mask, but he's giving them Dobu the bare minimum information. He's trying to like help Dobu, but also not like try to like he's not actively trying to like help Dobu for seriously because he told the police officer, the younger brother, that I'm just trying to set him up. Like, catch us. I don't care if I go down with him. We just need to get Dobu.
Walrus is playing a dangerous game, okay? I'm going to get close to Dobu, who's a known criminal and has killed a bunch of people, and then I'm going to rely on stupid dog brother to save me. I mean, I'm just telling you. And there's clearly a guy who's chasing him and wants to kill the taxi driver. So it cannot end well for Walrus, okay?
He has no regard for his own life at this moment.
He doesn't. He really doesn't.
Yeah.
He's afraid, but zero regard.
Yeah, so they managed to find someone. It's Halloween. The name of the episode was actually called Trick or Treat. So it's Halloween, and they find this guy dressed up as Taichi. No, not Taichi. Tanako, was it? Is it Tanako? Yeah. They find someone dressed up as him, and they beat him up. Yeah. They beat him to a pulp. And Taichi is just casually like going around the city, and he takes a picture. He finds them and takes a picture and runs. And they're like, oh man, we gotta get this guy. He has like photo evidence. So they run after him and lose him. They lose him in the city. And so now Taichi is gonna have this evidence that's gonna incriminate the main character too, along with Dobu. And whatever deal he made with the police officer might just be like completely out the window at this point. Yeah. Because you have photo evidence of you beating up this random guy.
Yep.
So lots of people are in
like layer upon layer for taxi driver here. He's not gonna have a good day. He's just not.
No, it's not gonna end well.
Yeah. All right, the Slime Diaries. The Slime Diaries was all about Milim this week and how she wrecked the whole town everywhere she went. Literally everywhere. Oh, here's a door. Let me rip it off.
Yeah, Milium, she's extremely strong. She's stronger than she should be, and so she's just like just doing everyday things like open up a door. It just is devastating, and everyone is like, oh, we have a demon lord in our city now, Rimuru. We vote for you to like watch over her and make sure she doesn't do anything bad while she's here. And Rimuru, like, he doesn't want to do it, but he decides, all right, I understand. But he doesn't even watch her. Like, she just goes around town, like
Rimuru's like, yeah,
fighting
no, don't worry,
random people for no reason and just destroying stuff. And it's like, Rimuru, like, she's destroying half the town. This is your town.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No, we can rebuild. It's fine.
Yeah, you know.
Well, they're gonna. The damage she did is nothing compared to what happened in season 2.
Oh,
so they are rebuilding.
Well, there was some glorious Gabiru scenes, so clearly I was into this episode because Gabiru is my favorite character.
That's all right. I'll let you have that. But Gabiru is like, oh yeah, you remember me from season 1? I can't believe that. Like, I didn't think that you remember that you almost like curb stomped me in season 1. That I'm really honored. And he's like, oh yeah, I like people that are interesting. But wait a minute, for some reason you smell like a hero. And apparently, like last episode, Gabiru proclaimed himself a hero.
Festival. Yeah, he wrote himself as Gabiru the hero in the festival, and he was play fighting with like the Orc King in one of the skits or something.
So apparently she could smell that status on him.
Smell it on him. She's like, you smell like a hero.
So she just wrecks him, and it's like, okay, we saw that coming. But Gobata was Gobata is an idiot, but he's not wrong. So Gobata walks up to her and says, "Hey, like, your outfit like doesn't really suit your character type. Like, usually, like the outfit should be like someone that's more like built. Like, you're kind of like small to be wearing this like skimpy outfit." And she just wrecks him, and he gets up and he says it again, and it's like, bro, just stay down. Just stay down.
He's dumb, but he has heart.
Yeah. It was a cute episode. I guess we're only on episode 7, so we'll at least have one core of this. So this show is like a breath of fresh air because there's no consequences for anything. Everything is just light and fluffy. I don't have to care about some overarching plot. It's all episodic and it's just light and fluffy.
It was fun because a lot of what Milium said this episode was foreshadowing the tragedy that happened last season, and it's weird that you see foreshadowing for something that you already saw. But she's kind of like, oh yeah, I don't like making connections and getting attached to people because I'm scared I'm gonna lose them. And it referenced that, like we saw in last season, that she lost her pet. Was it Pet Dragon? I think she lost her pet, and that's how she became a demon lord because she tried to bring him back. So it's nice foreshadowing. I'm pretty sure it's in here to set up for Milium having to fight Rimuru next season, which is going to be in July.
Yeah. Yep. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Zombieland Saga Revenge. This seemed like a weird, fluffy throwaway episode this week. Everything from last week where the guy took the photo and we were going to get an article about zombies. I guess we're not doing that anymore. And now Glasses Dude Shades is in a bathhouse with like the stupidest, I don't want to say stupidest, but yeah, the most unobservant girl imaginable, who walks in the wrong side, slips, and crushes her head, and he thinks she's dead, so he totally just yoinks her body, brings her back, and he's like, yeah, I got you another member. She's dead right here. And then she wakes up because she's not dead. He's just stupid. And he didn't even check for a pulse. And so...
yeah. How did he manage to drag a naked girl out the bathhouse anyway? That's like, I feel like there's lots of questions. Like, for one, like, you should have just ran and just like said, hey, tons of people die every single day. This ain't on me, right? So I feel like you should just ran at that point. But he dragged a naked girl out of a bathhouse, brought her to his house while she's wrapped up in bandages, and they were like, bruh, this is definitely illegal, no matter what way you look at it, right? So that's how number 7 ends up being with them. So she wakes up,
she's not a zombie, and she's still alive, but she was a fan. She's been in their concerts, and she's terrible at choreography, but she gets better, and she's like, hey, we should perform at my school's festival. She got the best end of this deal. She got to premiere with this renowned group. They at least have some kind of renown, the cameras is off again. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, sorry, our camera has to cool off, so
it's fine.
Yeah, so and then she premieres at the school festival where all of her friends get to see her perform with Fran Shushu. And then she's like, and it's going to be my last performance. And she retires right there so she doesn't have to do any more work. And it's like, my God, you got the best out of this entire deal. Like, what the hell?
They even made the banner for her. Like they did the first song and they were like, hey guys, we have a big announcement. We have the newest member, number 7, joining our team. And everyone's like, oh, snap. Like, this is really surprising. And then here's a word from number 7. And number 7 comes up. All right, I'm quitting the team. This is my last go. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, my God. It was so weird.
Don't join if you're going to quit that. Like, what's the point of the announcement? But I guess it's to officially make her number 7. So I don't know. Like, she's in the history book. She's in the record book. As being a member, they can't just say she was like a one-time just for the day thing. She is officially in the record book.
Yeah,
but it is the fact it is the shortest lived idol career in the history of idols.
On a totally unrelated note, this will be my first and last episode of Anime Book Club.
You can't come back. You can't come back.
Graduating from Anime Book Club, and he'll never be on it again.
You know, are you gonna sing your farewell like I'm graduating song? Are you gonna make this a sentimental moment for the viewers?
Well, I didn't know that was in the contract.
It is.
So long. Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, I
But yeah, I am glad they didn't keep. So the girl's name is Mai Mai. Like, she has this really weird name. And she's really clumsy, and her glasses, she always falls face first and breaks her glasses. That's how she couldn't see in the bathhouse to begin with, because she was walking around with cracked glasses. So I'm glad they didn't keep Mai Mai. For a second, it seemed like they really were going to try to like introduce a 7th character, but she just did not fit in. Like, it's fine for this one episode, but she would not have fit in with their usual vibe. With the main reason being that she's alive.
Generally. But yeah, this was a kind of throwaway episode, so we'll get I guess another plot moving forward episode next time. Although, they're kind of silly episodes anyway.
Well, you got to do the
at the very end of the episode. I think it might have been after the credits. I'm not sure. We did get to see is he a detective or reporter? I don't remember. The reporter. We did get to see that he's now pieced everything together. He found news articles for every single girl. He knows exactly who they were when they were alive. He's 100% convinced that they're all zombies. And he even found Tay. He found that Tay was living as well, and she's the only character we don't know any information about right now because she hasn't turned back human yet. She still has the mind of a zombie. But whenever they showed him looking at Tay's article, he was always in the way, or there was something blocking the shot, so we couldn't actually see how Tay died or what's her deal. And then he says, we have information on all the girls except number 5. Number 5 being Yoguri, which makes sense because she's the oldest out of all of them, and it's hinted that she might have been killed in maybe either the Salem witch trials, or she might have been, like, she has like a mark on her neck suggesting she was hanged. So she's probably like died before publication was even a thing. So it seems like next episode is going to be her episode, because she was doing the episode preview. So we might get some information on that. Yep.
We'll see. Now, our roll the wheel this week was Mushi-Shi, which is a good show. Eric, did you watch it?
I watched 2 episodes, and it's very light. It is very. I mean, it's still serious because you're still dealing with people being like cursed by these spirits kind of things, Mushi. So it's still like a darker tone to it, but it's very light. The first 2 episodes, you get to see this boy that has it was a little girl that has monster, like the spirit in her eye, and she has to like be kept in darkness for her whole life. And we get to see like the main character healing her and finding a way that way she can finally go outside again. And the boy that was like taking care of her, you get to see like they're finally like having like a normal life again. So it's a little lighthearted, more lighthearted I'm used to for our shows. We don't really get a lot of that.
I don't know. I mean, it's still pretty serious, so I like it. I've seen Mushi-Shi before, so it wasn't new for me, but I like it. I think it's good, and it was
Does it
certainly
get more dramatic? Is it always like does it always have like a good feeling afterwards, or does it have some episodes where like man?
There are some sad episodes and stuff too. Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah. But guess what time it is, people? It's time to spin
the wheel.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Gary?
I'm ready. Whether you want to get one of my shows or you want to get one of the bad shows.
Hey, I put good shows in here. Beaufry.
I put that one in there. That's the one I don't want to get injured, so I maxed out my. Did I put that one in there? I don't actually know. I've seen it, but it might have been somebody else.
I have not seen this one, so this one will be new for me. So Beaufry.
Now, this is another lighthearted show. It's a show about a girl that installs a video game and she breaks the game, and we get to see how that results in for the online gaming community where this little kid is just breaking the game.
So it's Fortnite?
Yes. It's Fortnite with the worst developers in the history of the world. Gotcha.
All right. So next week our spin the wheel is Fortnite. Get your dances ready. Learn how to floss, man.
I can't. No.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for joining us today. We will be back next week on Thursday. We are always on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And we thank you, Gary, for joining us today.
Who knows? This might not be my last appearance.
I mean, I might, murder you in the bathroom.
Michael Jordan, where you're gonna retire? Oh no, I'm not retiring. Oh, I'm coming back on a different team. Is that what you're doing?
I'm gonna wait for the most buck wild week in anime ever, and that's when I come back.
Okay.
Clearly. All right. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
See ya.